In the heart of the Peruvian desert lies a mystery so vast it can only be fully seen from the sky. Gigantic geoglyphs, some stretching over 1,000 feet, form strange shapes, animals, geometric designs, even what appear to be humanoid figures. These are the Nazca Lines. Etched into the dry earth by an ancient civilization over 1,500 years ago, they defy explanation. Why would a pre-industrial society create artwork that could only be viewed from an altitude they shouldn't have been able to reach? Who were these people, and what message were they leaving behind? While locals had long known about the lines, it wasn't until the 1920s that the world took notice, thanks to pilots flying commercial routes across southern Peru. From the air, the desert revealed its hidden artwork: a spider, a monkey with a curling tail, a massive hummingbird, and dozens of other intricate shapes. Some were simple lines, arrow straight and several miles long. Others were elaborate and strange. Even today, more than 300 figures have been documented, and new ones are still being discovered with the help of satellite imagery and drones. What's most baffling is how they were created without aerial assistance. There are no nearby mountains or high vantage points where someone could oversee the construction. And yet, the designs are remarkably proportionate and consistent. One idea suggests they were ceremonial walkways, paths for ancient pilgrims to trace during sacred processions. Another proposes that the lines and shapes align with astronomical events, solstices, equinoxes, or the rising and setting of stars. Maria Reich, a German mathematician who devoted her life to studying the lines, believed they formed a massive celestial calendar. But critics argue that many of the alignments are coincidental, and that not all the lines fit into neat astronomical interpretations. And what about the animal figures? Why would a celestial calendar include stylized representations of a monkey or a whale? That's where the fringe theories begin. Author Erich von Däniken famously proposed that the Nazca Lines were created as landing markers for ancient astronauts. According to his theory, the flat desert served as a makeshift runway, and the geoglyphs were massive signals to those flying above. He pointed to the long, straight lines, often perfectly parallel or intersecting, as signs of aircraft navigation. Skeptics scoffed, but the theory stuck in the public imagination. Others suggest the Nazca civilization possessed lost knowledge, perhaps even rudimentary flight in the form of hot air balloons or gliders, giving them the aerial view needed to plan and construct such massive figures. There's even a replica. Nazca balloon built in modern times that successfully flew, adding fuel to the theory. What's certain is that the lines were made using very simple tools: wooden stakes driven into the ground, ropes to measure distance and keep direction, and a methodical scraping away of the top layer of reddish soil to expose the lighter earth beneath. This simplicity is part of the enigma. How could a civilization with no advanced surveying instruments maintain such straight, consistent lines over several miles? Some argue that it points to a deep understanding of geometry, mathematics, and planning. Others suggest that even with simple tools, extraordinary outcomes are possible given enough time and purpose. Still, the question remains: why make them so large and only visible from the sky, unless the sky was the intended audience? Mainstream science continues to study the lines with ever-improving tools, from drones to satellite imaging to ground-penetrating radar. But answers remain elusive. If the Nazca Lines were ceremonial, what kind of rituals demanded such immense effort? If they were astronomical, why such emphasis on artistic shapes? And if the fringe theories hold any truth, whether extraterrestrial or advanced ancient technology, what does that say about what we think we know of the past? The Nazca Lines remain among the greatest archaeological puzzles on Earth. Whether they point to forgotten wisdom, cosmic visitors, or something else entirely, they challenge us to question the limits of ancient knowledge and to accept that not all messages from history are meant to be easily read, and until then remain missing history.